I know the design and marketing world is really oversaturated right now, but I bring this fresh, new perspective that I think can really shake up the status quo and change things. I really struggle when it comes to deadlines and finishing projects. It's like I know the design was technically due 2 days ago, but I know if I keep at it, I can make it even better. I hate sending out a project that I know I still have room to improve on and make it better. We have to set the bar super high here. I am really passionate about social justice initiatives. I really want to start a design company that employs people with disabilities and also donates to organizations that help support children with disabilities. I love being an entrepreneur because it has given me the freedom to start my own business on my terms. I know that because it's my business, it will be founded on good morals, our work will always be done with excellence, and I have complete control over everything, so I can always ensure that we're working for a cause bigger than ourselves and giving back to the community. I wanted to start my own business because I wanted to ensure I could focus my entire efforts on helping other people. Sure, I helped my coworkers and my boss in my old company, but now I get to help the greater good on my own terms. At my business, we live by the term, the customer is always right. I want to ensure that those who do business with me always feel like they are being treated properly. The needs of the customer come before my own personal needs because after all, they truly are family. I feel that people are more likely to buy from a friend or someone they connect with on a personal level. That's why relationships are the most important aspect in my line of work. I really want my employees to know that I don't just see them as people who work for me, but as family, that I really care for them. So every day I bring them in a drink from Starbucks. On Mondays, I bring in breakfast sandwiches, and on Wednesdays, I spice things up a little bit and bring in donuts. It's always so fun to surprise them with something, just to give them that extra added value. The other day, I needed Nancy to stay late and work on a project, but then I remembered Nancy still has a kid that she has to pick up for school. So I asked Nancy to stay late, but I left work to pick up her daughter and then took her to McDonald's for dinner. I like to treat my employees like family. I love being an entrepreneur, but I don't just stop there. I'm more of what you would call a serial entrepreneur. I'm currently running a coffee business, a clothing company, a freelance design studio, hosting a podcast for entrepreneurs, and I'm debating starting a self-coaching business. I like to wear a lot of different hats. I hate being stagnant. I got all goals outlined for my business for the year, and I have 3 color-coded planners to ensure I'm staying on top of everything. I cannot wait to take my business to the next level and be the best in the game. Am I competitive when it comes to my business? Nah, not at all. I know I run the best business and can outlast any competitor. Why, did someone say they liked my competitor's product better than mine? I'm thinking if I start my own YouTube channel to grow my own personal brand, maybe that will spill over a bit into my business. I mean, a lot of people now are building their businesses around their personal brand. Maybe I should also start a TikTok channel. There are no days off in this dog-eat-dog world. We're constantly on the grind. Someone is getting better today, someone is putting in work, and that someone might as well be you. What do you mean you don't want to buy my product? Was it something I did? Does that mean you don't like me as a person? Wait, we can talk this out. My client said they didn't like the proposal design I sent them for their new logo, and that really hurt. Like they think they can just reject my work without cutting me deeply? I guess they just don't understand my vibe. Check this out. I started doing this new thing where all my drawings incorporate an astronaut. How cool is that? No one else is doing it. I think this is a niche I can really pursue and dominate. I had to become an entrepreneur because working for someone else just wasn't allowing me the room to express my individuality and my feelings. They were pushing me to be creative when the juices just weren't flowing, and the vibes of the office were all wrong. I could not be creative there. I was looking at Instagram for some design inspiration, but then I realized just how talented all the other designers out there are. I wish I had some skills like that so I could come up with cool things. Sometimes a client will send me a design sample, but it's too close to another designer's style, and I just can't copy that. That ain't right. I tend to be a bit of a dreamer when it comes to my work. I like to envision how the future is gonna look and how I think we should get there. However, I get a little lost in the details of the reality of actually getting us there. What I love about being an entrepreneur and running my own business is that it gives me the room to dig deeper and solve problems. I love running my own business because it affords me the opportunity to work alone. I'm not bogged down by unmotivated coworkers, and I don't have to play within another person's timeline. Working alone has been a total game changer. Can't believe I waited this long. I went to one of those startup fairs the other day and pitched my latest software engineering program, but I don't think I really did a good job of getting people to buy in. Kind of got lost in the technical aspect, and everyone kind of lost interest. Remind me next time to hire a type 3 or 7 next time I need funding. It wasn't easy for me to step out on my own and start my own business. I was the vice president at my last workplace for 15 years, and I was not planning on leaving. But the company was no longer loyal to me, so I knew I needed to make a drastic change. It can be really difficult for me to make big decisions. There's just a lot of thoughts flying around in my head. I have to make pros and cons lists, but a lot of times they just end up being tied, so I have to flip a coin and just go with it. I know this is technically my business, but Jack has been such a good worker, I usually let him run with meetings and his ideas, and I just double check his work and act as a sounding board to bounce ideas off of. He's really helped take this business outside of my comfort zone and made it more successful. Because of him, it's a stable working place. I often get brought in as an analyst to help other businesses manage their systems or set up new workflows, which is really fun. I love working within that team nucleus. Although technically that means I thrive when other companies aren't. So if companies start thriving, then they won't have any need for an outside analyst, which puts my job in jeopardy. I love being an entrepreneur because every day is something different, and I don't have to be tied to one job or one working environment. I get to have fun all on my own terms. It's literally a dream come true. I've been an entrepreneur, I guess you could call it, for quite a while now. I first started as a surf instructor, but then I got married and moved to Boston, and there's not much surfing there. So I started my own snowboard making business. Then I got tired of that and decided to open up my own food truck, which has been a total blast, but I'm not really sure what my next venture will be. I do a little bit of freelance graphic design on the side just to spice things up a little bit. The number one rule here at my company is fun and positivity. We have to always be having good vibes. It's why I put a ping pong table, foosball table, and have unlimited snacks on hand for my employees. Twice a month we do fun corporate outings where we go laser tagging or paintball. We gotta keep the morale high. I was hyping up my new project the other day, really sharing just how passionate I am and where I hope to take it, and I found 4 new investors while I was waiting for my drink at Starbucks. I realized last week when I was backpacking through New Zealand how passionate I am with travel. I feel like that's when I'm at my best true self. I think I'm going to try to become a professional traveler YouTube person thing. You know those people who get paid to travel and promote different places on their YouTube channel? The other day I hired a new intern to work for my company, and he had the audacity to ask me if I'd be paying him. Yeah, buddy, you'll be getting paid in experience. Then he brought me the wrong latte. It's so hard to find good help these days. One of the things I really dig about being an entrepreneur is knowing that whatever challenges we come up against, I'm not going to give in. The business will overcome because it's my business and I'm not quitting. I was talking to my Aunt Sarah the other day and she mentioned that there's another company out there in direct competition to us. I wonder if we have any extra capital to buy them out. Sometimes I feel that you just have to push your employees beyond their breaking point. Sometimes that's when you get their best work. I mean, that's how Steve Jobs developed Apple. Their tears will only last for so long, whereas our company can last forever. Oftentimes, none of my employees feel safe enough to give me honest feedback, so I had to hire a third-party analyst to come in, observe them, and share her honest thoughts with me. It's great because I'm the boss and I don't really have to actually listen to her, but I can pretend I do. So I decided to start my own business so I could give myself a little more freedom. You know, if I want to take a midday nap or stay in my PJs all day, my boss can't yell at me because I'm the boss. My goal with my business isn't really money or success. Sure, that's a great byproduct of what I do, but I really want to be a voice that affects change and makes the world a better place. The other day, 2 of my employees had a major difference of opinion and started a big fight. I hate conflict, so I separated them and had a 20-minute conversation with both individually to hear their sides, and then I made them hug it out after. I actually find it more beneficial to work with people who hold differing viewpoints. Before I left my previous job, my boss said I wasn't motivated, and I guess he was kind of right, but I think it was more so that I just wasn't doing something that aligned with my beliefs and passions. Since starting my own business, I've had more energy and more drive. For me and my business, done is better than perfect. Oftentimes clients are going to want revisions done anyways, so I know if I can send them something solid, they'll be happy that I'm just moving the project along, and that's enough for me. A lot of times my other entrepreneur friends will just call me up out of the blue just to tell me some of their new ideas. I feel like it's because I'm a good listener and they just feel like they can pour it all out on me. I hardly ever tell them not to go with an idea, so we just have fun spitballing and they tell me what their dreams are and they feel better after the call.